Epstein with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening of Wednesday, the 22nd of January, 2025. We're about 6:20 p.m. Central Time. Metal markets had a rally today, but now they're giving it back. Gold knocked on the door again of the 2,800 level, as you can see. Silver market in the low 31s. Copper still acting weak, cracking back under the 430 level. Now, what the dollar did is it fell back, hit a lower Bollinger Band number, or got right to it, and flipped itself around, closing a little bit higher on the day. As you can see in the energy markets, down a little bit. We just had some information come out on the API numbers, and it wasn't that friendly. When we take a look at what's going on, I'll start with the API down here. The stocks were up 0.96 million barrels, and you were up also in the gas stocks and up also in the distillates. They're looking for a slight decline in EIA numbers, but everything else is pretty similar on the early estimates. We're going to get jobless claims in the morning at 7:30. They're expected to be around the 220 level. The KC Manufacturing Composite and Business Activity Index will be updated at 10. We'll get the EI natural gas storage. Look for a good draw again. This cold weather almost guarantees that. But you typically get near 250 billion cubic feet taken out at this time of the year. And people don't realize that. This is your cold time of the year. This is also, like in the Midwest where I live, we often get in January 10, 11 inches of snow. We've had barely 3+ inches of snow. You saw New Orleans today get, 10 inches? They're not equipped for that. Go down to Houston. Take a look at these areas that are getting hit. It'll go away. But it's just part of the craziness that's going on. And keep your eye on those LA fires in one of the counties, LA County, I think the northern part. Another one's broken out already. 5,000 acres are burning. So you've got to be watching what's going on with that. All right. So let's come back here and take a look at what's going on. In the gold, on a closing basis, you're back up to these old highs. So now what will the market do? It's up about 0.5% so far for the week, holding on to the gains. You can see how the market has come up here. But as I told you, you're now into this area that you've had trouble with before. Can it accelerate from here, or is the market likely to pull back? Pullbacks probably get bought as long as the market holds on. We're stopping the rally is the upper Bollinger Band. You can see that right through here, the black dashed line. And now you're embedded. So on the first reasonable break in the market, I expect to see the pros attempt to nibble on it. I think they'll bail if the red line closes under 79. And if it doesn't do that, I think they'll hold on to see if the market can get up over the 2,800 level. The gold-silver ratio is just back and forth. It's doing this right now. I could have changed the color to gold, but it's going back and forth almost by the hour, so I'll just leave it like that. In the silver market, you're still caught with what we discussed yesterday. I said that the market's got resistance at the 100-day average up to the upper Bollinger Band, and it seems to have found support in the 200-day average down to the 18-day average. It really hasn't changed, and it's an overbought market. In the copper market, the market looks ready to capitulate back to the 18-day average of closes. You've lost the bullish embedded reading here. When that happens, let's see if I can get this to come in for us one more day. There we go. Here's where you finished Tuesday. Just on the verge of losing that reading. Here we are. On Wednesday, you've lost the bullish reading, and for the early Thursday trade, you look like that. So I think that we could get there. Does it have to? It doesn't. Let me explain why. You're already sitting on an objective, the 100-day average. The 18 isn't always the objective on this. Sometimes it could stop right here. But I don't see a pattern that's worthwhile of a trade. You got a higher high and a lower low, and you've lost your upward momentum. The platinum market's got the higher high and lower low. It's making a stand against the 18-day average, void of a trend as I see it. Resistance now the 100-day average down to support at the 18. And in the dollar index, we mentioned yesterday, at least I did, I thought the market might try to find support at the lower Bollinger Band. That number after the close today came in at 107.53. You hit 54.5. I call that pretty darn close. You're oversold. You've had your correction. Will the market consolidate is now the question in there. So we'll see what this all does. I'll catch up with one and all first thing in the morning tomorrow. You take care.